Welcome back to our stupid reactions, everybody. I'm Corbin.
I'm Rick.
And we are here with the lovely and talented, the queen of the fly-on-the-wall cinema.
And Assamese cinema.
Assamese cinema.
Yep.
RIMA Das.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Long-awaited time to see you.
And it's lovely to meet you. Finally, you have been reviewing our films.
Yep.
And it's wonderful.
I've been talking to you since I think your first film that we saw of yours was Village Rockstars. And we messaged back and forth and wanted to talk then, and then we found out that you were coming to IFLA this year, so it was very exciting. So we get to talk to you in person because they're much better than the virtual interviews.
Yeah, we do virtual sometimes because so many creatives are in India, but it's so much better to be able to do this in person with you.
But I will say, and I said at the beginning, you're the queen of fly-on-the-wall cinema. And you're the queen of also just cinema doing it yourself.
Yeah, you are truly a one-woman movie factory. You do pretty much almost everything in your film. I mean, I know you would immediately point to all of the people that help make it come to pass. But when it comes to, if you look at the credits, you're going to see writing, directing, cinematography, editing.
I had no choice.
When you got to make a movie, you make a movie.
For you, I'm a queen, but I do everything like a smart girl who can.
So it's out of necessity, not out of like I can't trust anyone. That would be me.
I mean, it started with my acting career in Mumbai, and whatever I experienced in Mumbai, I got scared, I think, and I don't come from a movie making, background. I come from a village, and from my childhood, I was always interested in acting. So I didn't have that kind of aspiration. Never ever. It was a dream for me. But when I was in Mumbai, then I got exposed to world cinema. Spontaneously it came to me. But it came to me spontaneously, but I didn't have that kind of courage that I would approach someone to, fund my films. And I, not coming from film school also, I didn't have that kind of, friend circle.
Yeah, connections to people.
Connections. So finally, I just bought a camera. Even with my first film, Man with the Binoculars, I had a small crew. I had also a cinematographer, but it didn't work for me. Because I wanted freedom. I wanted to experience the process of filmmaking. And I was excited. I fall in love and I was excited. So I didn't want that kind of any limitations, So when I started shooting Village Rockstars myself, that was the time it was transforming time for me.
Pitch me the setup here for was the crew any bigger on Village Rockstars 2?
Village Rockstars only myself and my cousin Mallika. She was just recording sound and just with a H4n, I think, that recorder.
Right.
That's it, and the kids also sometimes helped
and pitched out. And was that the same for Village Rockstars 2?
Yes, they continued. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Bull can sing, same thing?
Yeah, yes.
It's remarkable.
That's literally incredible.
It really, I don't know if you, are you as impressed? I know it's hard to say that because you don't want to sound like you're impressed with yourself, but when you see what you create and recognize you're able to do it with just you and one other person in the group versus what most people require, which is to have at least a small crew of 11, let's say, what you're able to create is pretty amazing.
It's a gift, I consider.
I agree.
I respect that space and what I have, that skills. I also wonder from where I got it. You know? So I really respect, and with time, like with the success also, I think the deep connection to my roots, my people and land, and it's keeping me grounded.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
And do you see yourself, I want to make a great assumption that you're going to do nothing but continue to be noticed and appreciated for what you do, and more people will want to work with you or produce your films. So let's say sky's the limit. Everybody knows who you are and they want to work with you. Do you think you'll still want to keep that creative control to the smallness and you have control over the disciplines, or would you open it up to other people to collaborate with you?
Yeah, I'm already collaborating.
Okay.
Yes, and it happened. It's actually from Bulbul Can Sing, I think 2019 only I started collaborating. Although those projects mostly like I did it's a short part of an anthology. Jia Jhanke he produced, and then I just recently it is out on web. It's a series. And I'm part of it's RSVP produced, and Shahana Goswami and all like 6-7 mostly. They are all professional actors. Then I did also a short film called My Melbourne, and it was shot in Melbourne with an Australian crew. So I've been exploring and I love it.
Good.
You know, and it's quite relaxing for me.
Just directing as opposed to doing everything.
I just started a film with my nephew. He acted my other film, the last film, Tura's Husband. You watched the trailer probably, right?
I think so.
And I really feel he's really talented, and I just started something, and he just telling my mom, Aditya Verma, he's doing, I mean the cinematography, and he's telling my mom that she's doing nothing. Like Aditya is doing everything. She just, because he saw me, you know, holding camera and doing like how I do.
Right.
And for him, looking at me like this, he thinks he just...
Yeah. So now you're enjoying the freedom.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually it's quite relaxing for me.
I bet it is.
But yes, there is also things like it should be, especially that if my team understands my vision, what I'm doing.
Sure.
If not, then I'll panic.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if if they are like-minded, like what I'm doing, they understand, then it's cool.
Now, I could
It's
imagine
nice.
you feeling comfortable letting someone else be your DOP,
Yes.
but I imagine you don't really want to let go of the editing as much, or are you okay with that now too? Are you okay with someone else editing? As long as you're
okay, but yes. Then again, obviously, like I will come there
Right.
if it's not working for me.
yeah, and keep an eye on what's
Even
happening. Obviously,
whoever there, you know, I cannot compromise with my film. The
Yeah, of
film
course.
is the most important, you know.
yeah,
And also if someone hiring, it's more responsibility, because when I'm producing myself and doing everything, it's my, you know, if it fails or it gets success, it's I have that control.
right.
You know, it's
Right.
but when I'm hired, you know, someone is really, I need to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
It's like playing the game.
Right.
That Melbourne, it just 5 days shoot. So to make Village Rockstars, it took me 3 years. Sequel, it took me 4 years. But when I'm working with a crew, then I just need to play. But because of this, like probably almost like 8 years of, you know, this kind of practice, I'm continuously there in the field, practically involved in everything. It helps me, I think, when I am in that constant, you know, that environment. I mean, when I need to deliver in 5 days or 10 days, I know, and because I have been also editing and doing, you know, shooting my films, and in that situation, I know like what I need. I don't,
Right.
you know, so
Yeah.
if I don't need as an editor, I don't need this, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is the advantage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Talk to me. I saw it in Village Rockstars too, but I've seen it in every single one of your films. You won, obviously, like I said, the fly on the wall style, at least of those 3 films that we've seen, of just seeing people's lives play out. But you have really interesting shot choices at times.
Sorry?
Shot choices.
What
you put in frame. So like there's like one frame that I saw that it's the main girl in Village Rockstars 2, about her chin, and you have a little bit of her eye, and then her eye goes out of frame a little bit, but you stay on the chin, and this is about a 10-second shot. Like, what made you go with that on that day? Was it just what you were feeling, what looked good? Well, how do you come up with your certain shots that you'd like to go with?
I'm always intuitive and attentive, I think. It is just understanding of cinema because I learned to do it watching movies. I'm really grateful and thankful to the, contemporary and our legendary filmmakers. And it is just watching, observing, it helps me. But when I am there, I'm just shooting, then it just me and what's happening and the mood of the scene, my characters, and just being attentive. It's not trying to prove something, just being attentive. And at that particular moment, I'm more focusing on the emotions of that scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just helps. And a friend of mine, he just told me that probably I see it like an audience because I'm not trained cinematographer. So I probably, and it just, the color frame, you just learn it.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just, as you said, intuitive.
Yeah.
There's just something inside of you that says, this is how I want it to be. And you trust that.
I trust that.
Yeah.
I trust completely my intuition.
That's good.
But in that also, I know okay, if it is just a wide shot, I need a close up or not. I somehow know,
Right.
it is required or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had another shot, which I kind of have two questions in one here. My first question is, why did you chose to let the mud hit the lens and stay on the lens? Did you know that on the day, or did you notice that in the editing, or do you even know in Village Rockstars 2, there's a moment where they're outside and they're wrestling in the mud, and then when they're done laughing, they run away from it and some mud hit the lens and stayed on the lens.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. So
it's that a decision I'm taking right there.
Right.
It maybe a bird I see, it might interest me more. Suddenly I can move my camera. So it just every living elements giving respect and matters.
And
it as a whole, it creates something. It is not just my characters are important and suddenly something become more important.
yes. Yes.
And
that was the other part of my question was, are you familiar with the director Sean Baker?
Yes.
He just did Honora, and he's done
Florida Project.
Florida Project.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remind me of him in one way, and there's another way you're different. You both have the capacity to capture things that really seem to blur the lines between documentary and scripted drama. The difference I see with you, I find you equal in your capacity to engage an audience.
Thank you.
But you're what I would call a cinematic poet, in the same way Satyajit Ray was a poet.
Yeah.
In that you will convey deeply profound messaging with very simple moments and things. Is that again intuition for you, or is it also intention? You mean to do that? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also a decision.
Right.
When it comes, sometimes I don't like to compromise because I like to create long-term value. I don't feel like a movie just for a single year. How to create long-term value and not compromise. I should not regret after 10 years, I compromised there because just to create market value.
Absolutely.
So it is just how to, it's a delicate balance, creating profit, probably market values, also keeping the essence of cinema.
Yes.
So it comes from within. I question because I'm also a producer. So sometimes there is a point, you struggle, I should follow I'll listen to the inner director or the producer. Then sometimes I do that balance also. But still, if you look at Village Rockstars 2, it started with more her aspiration, towards music and her relationships with her mother, but it evolved. It's then also it is more like her relationship with mother and motherland, nature. And then I'm like, when it is more layered, that because I was quite sure that it would be more emotional range will be different from Village Rockstars, like more conflicts, more also drama. But in that, when you are putting these layers, you are talking about nature, cutting trees and what's happening, how it's changing, then that the audience can suddenly, they can just feel like what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm aware about it. I can make it also drama, but then you feel responsible. You feel like, oh, I can tell these stories. This is coming to me. And if I don't do it, then, there are people, they are doing it, but it is coming to me. I should tell it.
Yes.
That's kind of responsibility I feel. And there you, overcoming that greed to impress probably,
Right.
and making it just only mainstream kind of, it comes.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you feel, because you are at a point now to where you are, and I know it's a smaller industry, you are Assamese cinema. You are, like I said, you are the queen.
Yeah, you're the most. You're the most well-known and respected name that we're aware of, and I
Yes.
think most Indians are aware of that are coming out of Assamese cinema.
Do you take that as does that put any weight on you? No?
Not really.
Okay.
I just feel I should be able to do what I am doing.
Yeah.
Now I'm writing. I used to write a little. Most of the time, Village Rockstars, Bulbul, it just happened, I'm shooting, writing, I'm writing a scene and just going, shooting. So, but now, after Tora's Husband and Village Rockstars, also with the experience of working with others, because then they need script. It is always like with my Melbourne, Coconut Dreams, there was always a script, and when also I did documentary features, then I could able to do 12 days shoot or something. So I forgot what you asked.
I just asked if you,
the
if there's any
pressure,
weight of
right?
like being the
now,
queen
now
of
like
cinema.
it is. I don't know how, but from the very beginning, I was doing something like you can imagine and you can think, a story, but more I like you can execute or not. That is important. And there you need to be clear, you have clarity, and you need to be practical, because you need to keep going, right? If I think something, I'm writing something as RIMA does at that point of time, like a Dune Part 2, I should know that probably no one would give me money or that kind of resources to make. So at that point, I don't know, I was blessed that stories came to me. I knew that somehow I would be able to execute. But now I'm writing more different ideas, genre, films, and I need more fund.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there, it like pressure is like, I should be able to make my films, right? That is the pressure. And any given situation, like if I'm collaborating with someone and if not going my way also, in that also, I know that I would love to give my best.
Right.
So being honest and giving my best, then I don't feel then I let go. It's not that momentary pressure I don't have. I have. I'm human. So,
sure.
But somehow deep down, I feel like I need to keep telling stories. That is the feeling I have. And since I have not done something, these are all mostly commission projects I have done. They came to me, they were happy the way whatever I delivered to them. But if I make a big film, like then probably what happened, I don't know. But I want to be honest.
Yeah.
I just want to give my best, at any circumstances. That is what in my control. And if you see like it's unpredictable, you cannot say putting so much money also, stars also, you cannot make a film like a success, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it is not in our control. That
Right.
I believe.
Very much.
I would love to see
Yeah.
Rima Das's Dune, though.
Yes. Absolutely.
I would love to see that.
Very interesting
So
to see.
on Assamese cinema specifically, obviously, it's a very small industry. We've actually only, I think, unless I'm missing one, seen 4. 3 of yours are yours. The other is Amos,
Amos.
which we also love.
Yes,
We talked to
Bhaskar
yes,
stuff.
Yeah.
we talked to him as
Yes.
well. Were there inspirations in the Assamese cinema world that you looked up to growing up? Because obviously we're still very ignorant to that industry. Or was it
Okay.
mostly just Hollywood or outer industries?
Not really. I didn't understand much,
Yeah.
I was not in that space. I was not privileged to, I come also from Lower Assam.
Right.
And hardly I remember any directors, film directors. And so movies like, just to be watched, not to be made kind
Right.
of space. I come from
Gotcha.
academic background. My father, he was a teacher. My mother running business like we had press printing like a bookstore. So I came from there. So I used to watch whatever available for me, but I think it came to me when I started watching European films, Iranian films, that time it came to me. So then I like started watching anything like Satyajit Ray's Pathar Pachali also deeply moved, like even Kiarostami, Majid. So these are the films inspired me because I somehow felt like, it would be possible for me.
Yeah.
At that time, like when I watched probably some films like Wonker Boy, how he created lights and everything, the craft, I loved it, but I knew that at that point I wouldn't be able to create anything. So it just, with time, it just happened.
It just happened. And
Yes.
that eventually led you to Mumbai.
I was in Mumbai. So
You were already there when that
Mumbai
started happening.
Because I came to become an actor.
Right.
So when I was looking for acting job, then I like friends.
Mm-hmm.
They slowly, I got started watching films, and I'm like, wow, it mesmerized me, because when growing up watching Bollywood films also mesmerized me, but it didn't give me that kind of, it never I felt like making something, because it is such a large scale also most of the time.
Sure.
And somehow I didn't know how to do it,
Yeah.
But when I was watching like Children of Heaven, like kind of Pathar Pachali, I felt like I would be able to do it.
Right.
And coming from that village, going back, and I would be able to, do it. That kind of, like kind of probably just calling, you can
Sure.
say. Yes.
That makes absolute
That's
sense.
probably where your cinematic voice kind of came from, is because your cinema is very in that essence.
Very much like
Yeah,
you
and then
mentioned.
more and more Tarkovsky, I'm watching Fellini.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, Godfather, then Tarantino, and luckily, fortunately, I'm not just. I like different kind of cinemas, crafts and style. I think the crafts actually more somehow mesmerize me.
Yeah.
The craft, that craft, that non-linear kind of cinema, that lights and everything.
Yeah.
That I think somehow, inspired me to do something.
It shows in your
Yes.
work. The other thing that shows in your work that is a lot like Satyajit Ray is, and it's, there were times watching Village Rockstar 2, and this happened with Village Rockstar, where I'm leaning forward in my chair looking at the screen and I'm shaking my head because I can't believe what you're able to get out of people who don't have acting experience or little acting experience. How do you do that?
It is also lot of things because my personal life, whatever happened in my personal life, what I gone through in Mumbai when I was looking for acting job, coming from that academic background. I cleared NET exam, like my masters, and suddenly in Mumbai, sometimes I'm not complaining, but I really gone through kind of a cultural shock.
Sure.
What was the question?
How you can get actors to act well who have no acting experience.
Somehow I lost myself in Mumbai, my respect. It was so, because I came from a village and I did well in my college and school, and that respect was there. So that I lost it in Mumbai. I felt like so ordinary and I'm
Who am I?
nothing, I'm nothing. That feeling and something personal, my relationships, everything, and it took a toll in my health, physical, mental and emotional health. And I understood how just a $5 was so important, and just giving a smile, just being kind was so important, and I was deprived. And then also because I used to be best actress in my college and school, and suddenly I was not able to perform. And that came from that fear and someone not trusting me. So that was always there. And when I got that opportunity to direct and bringing people, in that space where I am, this is my story. And it's my vision, and you are coming there, you are like my guest, and creating that trust and that space is very important. And I always giving that, it's a non-actor or it's a side character, and whoever, they are so important for me. It's a bird or it's a tree also. So it's professional or non-actors, and extremely careful, to understand their mental space and their emotion. And also actors, when I was working with these actresses, Shahana Goswami, Lima Das, Joita, Mirindla Milo, they are acting, they have been doing these, some probably they are fresh 2 years, 3 years or 20 years. But when I am working with them also, because I wanted to be an actor, that was my first dream. So when I'm working something, creating a character, I'm extremely, they are like my babies.
Sure.
I take care of them, and I see myself in them. And it shifted. Right now, sometimes probably for one film, I would love to act, but it's not there. It just shifted, and it shifted. So in these girls or it's also, if it's a male actor also, I see, I know that they need that kind of support, emotional support and care, and that bonding. So that is only what I'm doing.
It works. You know what's next, though?
Sorry?
You know what's next?
Next
a
is
film
a lot.
Is, oh, no. It's a film directed by you, written by you, acted by you.
You want me to see?
Yes. Yeah. Do it. A one-woman show.
One-woman show.
Do it all. If anybody can do it, it's you.
Let's see. If it is there,
dude, that'd be so awesome. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But another question I had, obviously, I'm assuming you didn't cut down those trees.
Sorry?
You didn't You didn't cut down those trees, right?
No, she said there were no harming of trees in the making of this film.
No, I assumed you found it. And
no, it was, they were cutting trees. Like I have been seeing these trees from my childhood, and I can consider it's my biggest tragedy when I even lost my father, my grandfathers, my uncles, probably because I knew that it's happening, or maybe, someone was sick or something to them. But these beautiful trees, I think it was the most violent act I saw.
Yeah.
Because it's a, highway it is like I have been seeing these trees 100 years, 150 years probably. I've been seeing, and more than 30,000 they went started cutting. I think I was deeply hurt and helpless. And initially I was shooting, I thought just to documenting, because my the generations coming, they'll like just think that, oh, this is the road, this is how the road,
right,
how my village is, but it's not true, right? So I thought to document. Then I suddenly seeing, oh, trees are always there in the film, everywhere, in village houses from the beginning. Then it just came to me. I just took that decision that let's,
And that, speaking of the trees, one of my favorite moments in the movie was the long hug she gives to the tree. Was that something you thought of when you were creating the story, or did you come up with that on the day?
No. Yeah.
On the day.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite moments.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It just, a lot of things happened. I mean, although I always keep saying that you cannot step into the same river twice. So although I'm writing something home, when I'm there, it just, the rains, it was raining when mothers, let me not tell, still a new audience there to watch the film, but anything, it just, that sequence was hugging tree. It was, wanted it when it's raining, but everything that's seen, it just, just a lot of things happen, and that is the time that's a miracle, I always waiting for, because what I'm writing, okay, fine,
Sure.
but when you are going there and this kind of things happen, with Bulbul can sing that there is just, I saw that rainbow, so these are and that a little thing, it's not little, it's big actually, that motivates, it's whole, it make the sense of that sequence.
Yes.
Sometimes,
Yes.
and you just need to be, you need to observe, you just need to be there, and open-minded.
Yes.
That is how I love to do. If it isn't a big, when I was doing even that my Melbourne and other, there also, it is always like, in that also how I can see those nuances and miracles, because I know that's it, that's the moment.
Yeah, it's very much, it reminds me of, as an actors, we are constantly wanting to be in the moment and be willing to improvise with something that happens that's just spontaneous.
Yes.
You very much do that as a director.
Yes, I do. Knowingly, unknowingly, I started. Actually, I didn't know, because being not in that, environment, the school, or even I never assisted. So it actually unknowingly came to me. And then I came to know, Terence Malick also doing women. Then slowly I discovered that other people also doing it. But when I started, I didn't know it.
Yeah, you didn't know it. It's just,
I didn't know it.
It's like you don't know your eyes are brown until you see them for yourself, right? Yeah, you're just being you.
I just exploring and figured out how to make a movie and how to tell my stories. But in that, I realized that I also have, a tribe, and I feel like, I connect with this person, with this filmmaker.
Right.
And I realized, and it's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It is.
What?
It's going to be 3 hours now.
No, I was just thinking that too. I was thinking we should wrap it up.
No, it hasn't been 3 hours.
We've been a while. We should absolutely honor her time.
Oh no, it hasn't. We're good.
No.
Thank you so much for joining us. I want to end it out with a little rapid fire here of just fun questions.
Okay. You said we're not going to do that.
No, not those questions.
No.
Not those questions. No, these are easy. Which Bollywood actor would you most like to kiss?
No.
Coffee or chai?
Yeah.
Chai.
Chai?
But that's also black tea. I'm not a person. I'm kind of, I just need tea or coffee. I'm not that a person. I just need love.
Yeah. Favorite book?
I say Gita, Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Who was your favorite actor when you were growing up?
I don't remember. I used to love, kind of mesmerized by like the Shah Rukh Khan, Dilip Kumar, Salman Khan. It was not like, I said that what was available I used to watch. So I don't come from kind of, and even also not there like, oh, I need to, that hunger was also not there. It was not luxury for us.
Right. So whoever you saw was magical for you.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
What food do you miss when you're away from home?
Simple food,
Like what?
dal, rice.
It's a very common answer.
Yeah, yes.
It's the most common.
Common.
Yeah.
Dal
That
and
is
rice is
the
the comfort food.
Comfort food, yes.
And what's your favorite part of California? The sun.
So I've been here only LA, so I can say.
This is the only part of California you've been to?
I think
is
so.
LA?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not going to ask you that.
Good. Now you want to go in a different direction.
So you can feel it, right? Slowly
I can,
go, yeah.
Don't do that.
That's
Maybe
Korbin.
Maybe next time.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for talking to us. We've really, as you know, have been admirers of yours for such a long time. I'm so glad we got to do this in person because it's a lot more intimate. It's a lot more enjoyable in person. And,
Yes, I really enjoyed.
Thank you for making your cinema as well because it's unique and it's very you. It's very Indian. It's very beautiful. And so thank you so much.
And thank you for talking about and doing it because any contribution is good for us. When we are making films like this, it is a lot of heart, love, and it's not that we are just doing for ourselves to gain something. It is much more bigger. So that kind of collective work, happening, and who our audience and what you are doing as a critics or part of that media, whoever I think it's so important because any small contribution can help.
Yeah, well, that's our hope.
We should not feel isolated in this journey because I feel what I am making is not that so many people what they are doing in that independent space or good cinema. It's important for us, that we should understand the importance and we should creating values,
Yes.
And because it is important. It's not about everything money and business. It is more than something else. When we looked at the beautiful architecture, then you know that, it's not about money and business. It's something else. It is same with a good music, a song and cinema. That we deeply need to understand, and it's a collective work,
Yeah, agree.
And so any contribution, you really helped me that time talking about it. It was, oh, wow, okay. It's so nice.
Good.
So please keep doing that.
Absolutely.
Thank
Makes us
you.
very happy to do that because I've long talked about way before we even did our stupid reactions. I taught theater. It's deeply in my bones. And there's a difference between what I consider to be people who make movies and people who are what I consider elevative artists, meaning their artistry falls into the realm of fine artistry, the likes of which are, like you said, what you set out to make, things that are going to last for a long time and be looked upon, that have aesthetic beauty and have profound universal truth attached to them. And you are every bit
Thank you.
the personification of what that is as a filmmaker. So we are about as big of fans as you could have.
Thank you, everyone, and my great team and the children, Bhanita, Mallika, and Bhaskar, whoever, my family and my audience, because I have been doing this. Village Rockstars 2 it's our fifth feature film from our production, Flying River Films. We have been doing this because of the love and appreciation. Without that, it would not have been possible. And I'm really grateful. When I am not motivated, I go and watch your interviews and other interviews or trailer, what people are commenting and writing. And I cry. I cry and then I get that energy back. No, what I'm doing, what we are doing together is so beautiful.
Yep.
And anything, we should be able to do it.
Absolutely.
That's what,
Yep.
and that's how we are connected. You are here, in California or any part of the world. It's so beautiful that we are connected.
It is. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you have a great rest of your stay. All right.
Yeah.
Yay,
Thank you.
we're done.